Try brace everybody for the weirdness.
I know.
It's gonna be
just
weird.
Gonna be weird.
Oh, we're weird. I said we're weird. We're weird. We're weird and live. You guys, it's gonna be weird today. It's gonna
be weird.
Just brace yourselves because we're acting weird. I have a cold. I'm not thinking straight. I'm gonna say things I don't mean. I'm gonna say things that are inappropriate. Just before you've been warned.
Girl, you in danger.
You in danger, girl. Mock just got boned.
I got boned. I'm ready to go.
She asked me to wear my jammies on air late. It was just
I wasn't asking to wear your jammies. I was asking you to wear your hoodie from Cozy Earth because I wanted people to see how soft the fabric is, and I feel like they would be able to see it.
You can see the softness.
Your camera.
You can see the softness. I would be feeling it. You can see it, but I got the message late. I didn't wear it. I feel bad. It's delicious. I have like a gray hoodie from them. And it's one of those things where it's 70 degrees here already in Texas. Now it is one of those things where it doesn't feel too hot, but like today I have a cold. I'm kind of, you feel kind of fevery when you have a cold, you know what I mean? I was like, I'm not going to run and put it on. And knowing me this morning, I would have come back with like just a bra on because I'm just like not with it. That would have been inappropriate. So anyways,
I mean, you're just going to have to take it from us that the fabric of their loungewear, their joggers, their hoodies, this is the kind of stuff that you can wear comfortably out in the world and feel like you're not underdressed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's fabulous.
It's just soft.
It is. It's luxurious. It's fabulous. You're right. Like their hoodies are not like Fetterman hoodies. It's
not like this, right? It's not like your schlubby.
They're the material is luxurious and you feel like $1 million. They're like gorgeous, gorgeous hoodies. Yeah. And the colors are gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah. It's super, super luxurious stuff. This is like more of your high end. You really want to spoil somebody gift for Christmas. And the best news is because I know we've ever since we've had Cozy Earth as a sponsor, ever since we've endorsed them, they've had for our audience 35% off of their loungewear. And right now for Christmas, it's 40% off. So now is the time if you want to stock up on some really high end, fantastic loungewear, sleepwear, all of it. Just go to cozyearth.com/chicks and use code chicks and you'll get 40% off of their amazing bamboo fabric, delicious stuff. It's amazing.
It is good stuff. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And check it out.
Weird today.
See, I told you it's going to be a weird day. And you should check out all of our socials too. All of our socials like Instagram, Twitter. You guys, we are rocking on Twitter right now because it's a free for all. It's fantastic out there. But you can find all of our socials at chicksontheright.com/links. That's our link tree. It's pink and it's fabulous.
Pink links.
Check it out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, do it.
Okay, so some big news of the day that happened last night, just before Jesse Waters came on Fox, is that I want to always say Brankman, but it's Sam Bankman-Fried was finally arrested. He is currently sitting in a Bahamian prison cell, expected to be extradited here to the United States. Now, Jesse Waters he was pretty cynical about this whole thing. A lot of us were waiting and waiting and waiting. Why isn't he arrested yet? Like, why is he getting to just hang out in his Bahamian mansion? So finally he's been arrested. But here is what Jesse Waters and his contributor person were saying. And you'll hear what I mean when I tell you that they are cynical about this whole thing.
In the Bahamas, if that counts. Let's turn it over to New York Post reporter Lydia Moynihan. So Lydia, on the eve of him spilling his guts to Mad Maxine Waters under oath, we got popped in the Bahamas. Perfect timing.
Are there coincidences? No. Maybe not. I think regulators felt like they were being taunted because he was going on this media tour. He was speaking with one person on Twitter for an hour, and then he had a Forbes interview. And he was painting this narrative of this sort of, aw, shucks, I'm doing my best. I just don't know what happened. I want to be helpful, but I just don't know where the money went. And
he was on TV more than Fauci, I think.
Ain't that the truth? I mean, yeah, so I think people were really tired of this narrative. Tomorrow was going to be the first day that he would go under oath, potentially perjure himself. It's unclear what would have happened. But the reality is, like, all of these interviews, all of this testimony that he was doing, there's basically two possibilities. Either he's innocent and an idiot in which case he is not going to enlighten us on anything, or he's a psychopath and a liar, and he's not going to tell us where the money went. In either case, it's not helpful.
So,
we want a little less conversation, a little more jail.
So he threw millions at Biden, got the Democrats elected in the Senate, and then everything blew up and Biden had him arrested before he could talk.
Maybe that, you know what? That is fair.
I mean,
She's cute. Where did he get her?
Cutie.
Where did he get it? Like, what's that? What's
From
going
the New
on?
York
A side
Post.
note.
She's a reporter from the New York Post.
Is that what's happening there? Okay.
Yeah.
Notice how there's all these young people on Jesse's show. Like, I mean, I'm just this total side note, but that's what's happening on his show.
It's good.
No, it's really good. I think that's great for like the culture thing we always talk about. He always interviews young people on the street. There's a lot of like a young vibe happening on his show. I just thought I'd interject with that. It's happening. I like
It's
that.
happening.
I like to see that. She's a cutie patootie.
She is a cutie patootie, and she knows the song. A little less conversation.
Uh-huh.
A little more
a little
action.
more jail. Yeah.
So, okay, I know that I shouldn't make fun of this, but I had to play this clip too because, and I was telling you this before we went live.
God, you guys, she's
Aaron
so mean. I had nothing to do with this in pre-show. I was like, listen, you shouldn't do this. I actually didn't say that.
Say that.
I didn't say that. But my inside voice was like, gosh, she's so mean. That mock is so mean.
Okay, but you guys, so I was looking at clips about this story, about the Sam Bankman-Fried story, and Aaron Burnett of CNN just, she was interviewing somebody, and then the interview ended, and this news came out, and so she was on and had to break the news, right? Well, unfortunately, she apparently, like you, is suffering from a cold.
What's going around?
It's going around. I don't know if Jay-Z got it from Aaron, if Aaron got it from Jay-Z, I don't know. But the point is, she was coughing, right? You could tell that she was getting a frog in her throat, and then she lets out this big cough. But like, and I totally have sympathy for when you need to cough or when you're struggling in some way, sickness wise, when you're on the air.
There's no sympathy there. There's no.
I know what that's like, right? When you can't. I know what that's like. Right. And so the problem is that if I were on TV, I would be thinking, what have I been taught by the White House for like the past? Yes, cough into your elbow, right?
Even though I cough in all y'all's faces like all the time. I do it all the time. I can't help it.
Well, you're at home, like in public. I'm saying in public.
Yeah, there's nobody here.
There's nobody there.
It's me and Cash, right?
Yeah. So what you don't do is the useless and pointless fist in front of your mouth. How does this do anything? What does this do?
It's an invisible mic. That's what it is.
Coughing at this does nothing. Okay.
The face, and then the O face. It's right. The O face. You guys know the O face.
She made the face too. So like right before, right, she's trying to get the words out, and she's like. And I don't know why I thought it was so funny, but now I have to show it to everybody, okay? So you're going to see what happened. Watch.
All right, thank you. And in more breaking news, the king of crypto arrested, Sam Bankman-Fried.
It's coming.
The disgraced founder of the $32 billion crypto exchange FTX, which collapsed last month,
I don't know.
was just taken into custody in the Bahamas. That arrest coming after prosecutors in the U.S. filed.
Why?
Why do you think that's so funny? I don't know. Because of this. I don't know why people do this.
It's gonna catch it. It's gonna catch the germs. This little thing right here is gonna catch the germs. Right. If you make a hole, it's gonna.
And then the germs. It's like a suction device, right? Like it just everything goes.
He's gonna catch all the germs. My dog just walked in here by himself. He just walked in.
Listen, he wanted to look out the window, and
now he's going to come over and say
hello
to everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, and he just sneezed. Right.
Did he go like this?
Took his giant paw, went. That's what he did.
That is going to be a really inappropriate screenshot.
It
what
is.
You just did.
It's going to be the YouTube. It's going to be the YouTube thumbnail of me going.
Okay, like we said,
family show. This is a family show, you guys. It's family.
Okay, so also in other news of Sam's, Sam Brinton, who is the freak, the pup play non-binary weirdo that has now been accused twice
The
of
bald
stealing
dude that wears
luggage.
red lipstick, green lipstick, all the weirdo, the weird freak,
Yeah.
freako dude.
And he
yeah.
keeps stealing luggage. He can't help himself. He keeps stealing women's luggage.
Side
And
note. I thought he was stealing luggage for the stuff inside of it.
I think both, the outside and the inside.
Yeah, he's stealing luggage because it's expensive luggage. I didn't know that until yesterday. He's stealing like expensive, like high-end luggage. I was unaware of that. I'm sorry. I just thought I'd interject with that. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he wants the inside and the outside. He wants all of the contents and the exterior.
Okay.
He wants all of it. And so people have been like, okay, how many times does dude need to be arrested before this White House fires him, right? From his energy job. Well, now he's gone. And I don't know if he's been fired or if he's left, because like there's some headlines that say he has left the Department of Energy. Other headlines say that he has been canned from the Department of Energy. So I don't know. I just know that he's no longer employed. We are no longer paying his salary, which makes me happy.
Yeah, that is a good thing. And then I brought up the question, does he get a pension? And you put my mind at ease and said, you said that he probably will not get that because you have to be working with the government for like 5 years in order to receive a pension. I hope that is the case because I will be in a rage spiral if he gets any sort of benefits or a pension after doing what he did and then working with the government for such a short period of time.
And I don't know what he did before this job. Like if it was a government job, I don't know what he did other than some weird, freaky stuff on the side. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think he's going to get a pension. So
let's hope not.
That's right.
Let's hope and pray that he doesn't. Yeah, that he does not because rage spiral a coming.
Also, before we get to this amazing Fauci montage that I have for you guys today, it is so amazing. I wanted to remind everybody about these cool little contraptions from EdenPURE. Okay, so EdenPureDeals.com. If you go there right now, you can order a 3-pack of these amazing, tiny, itsy bitsy little air purifiers that can remove the odors from an entire room in just minutes. You can get a 3-pack of these for $200 off. Just in time for Christmas. You're welcome. And somebody said the other day, they were like, why would I want to get somebody an air purifier for Christmas? Wouldn't that be like super insulting? I like telling them your house stinks. Here you go. No, they're fantastic. It's not about like, it's not like saying somebody's house stinks. Everybody cooks, right? Sometimes if you make eggs and the person in your family, like my husband, hates eggs and you need to get rid of the smell of eggs, this takes care of it in like literally minutes and it just plugs right into the back of your wall.
It's like buying, people buy that Bath and Body Works crap. To me, it's better than buying that because it actually takes the odors out of the air. We have one in our cabin our cabin is 600 square feet and we only have one in there. And it's like our cabin smells amazing all the time. It just smells like nothing. You know what I mean?
Like nothing. Exactly.
It just smells like nothing, which I like. It doesn't have a bunch of smells. It just smells like nothing, which is what you want. That's what you want.
So don't be scared about giving it as a gift, you guys. Just go to EdenPureDeals.com. Use code CHICKS3. Okay, the 3 is very important because that gives you the deal off of a 3-pack. CHICKS3 at EdenPureDeals.com. Okay, I got to show you.
Show me.
The Fauci thing. So, of course, Elon made all kinds of waves yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? Day before, I think, when he tweeted out, my pronouns are prosecute Fauci.
Oh my God, it was the greatest. I put that on our Instagram. If you haven't seen it, check out our Instagrams. I have 2 back-to-back tweets. This is when he was on fire. I just wish they'd release it. All the stuff. I'm waiting.
They will. They will. Because, the Twitter files yesterday, it was super. It's great, right? Barry Weiss had another Twitter file dump yesterday. And it was a lot more of the conversations that took place after leading up to Trump getting suspended and immediately after, and like how celebratory the staff was, how there was basically one lone employee who was like, I feel like this is setting a bad precedent. Like maybe we should talk more about this. And everybody was like, shh.
Sheep. They're all sheep.
So anyway, Elon's been getting a lot of flack about the whole prosecute Fauci thing, but clearly he has seen some of whatever it is that's going to be released in the Fauci dump, hopefully later this week. And so, people are mad at him for suggesting that Fauci has done something prosecutable. Well, somebody put together this wonderful little montage. Enjoy.
I don't know how many times I can say it, Madam Chair. We did not fund gain-of-function research to be conducted in the Wuhan Institute of Virology.
In our health lead, we now know that a bat coronavirus was enhanced in a lab.
NIH and NIAID categorically has not funded gain-of-function research to be conducted in the Wuhan Institute.
The National Institutes of Health acknowledged that it funded research of a virus that was studied at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. The experiment unexpectedly, we're told, made a bat coronavirus more contagious than the original naturally occurring one.
Dr. Fauci, knowing that it is a crime to lie to Congress, do you wish to retract your statement of May 11th where you claimed that the NIH never funded gain-of-function research in Wuhan?
Senator Paul, I have never lied before the Congress, and I do not retract that statement.
A new letter raising questions about experiments in a Wuhan lab.
Let me finish.
You take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans.
Right.
You're saying that's not gain of function?
Yeah, that is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially. You do not know what you are talking about.
The music. I just love it.
The
It's so
National
great.
Institutes of Health providing grant money to the Eco Health Alliance Research Group, which conducted experiments with bat coronaviruses in Wuhan, China.
And if anybody is lying here, Senator, it is you.
Oh my
That's
God.
where you are getting. Let me finish.
We don't know.
Well,
We don't
wait
know
a
if
minute.
It did
I
come
can-
from the lab, but all the evidence is pointing that it came from the lab, and there will be responsibility for those who funded the lab, including yourself.
National Institute of Health admitted this week that it funded controversial gain-of-function research using coronaviruses at a lab in China at the epicenter of the pandemic, contradicting claims from Dr. Anthony Fauci that American tax dollars never paid for that kind of research.
I have not lied before Congress. I have never lied, certainly not before Congress. Case closed.
Oh my God, I want him to go to jail.
Isn't that a good one?
It is fantastic. Like, when will he be held accountable? I cannot wait. And like you and I had a discussion about this before we went on. I'm like, why have they not released this stuff on Twitter? Why? And you were like, I bet it's taking so much time because they're trying to get all the ducks in a row. And there's so much information. His daughter worked at Twitter. There was such a cover up here. I mean, these people covered so hard for this troll, this hobbit, this evil little hobbit. And they were. So they are probably just getting everything just meticulously and methodically correct.
I mean, if all of the previous Twitter file dumps are any indication, that's exactly what they're doing. Because think about, they're going through literally every email, every Slack chat, all of the internal documents. And so they're trying to figure out, okay, well, what's newsworthy? And then chronologically put it all together in a flow that makes sense, in a 30 tweet thread. It's hard to do that with an overwhelming amount of information. So I appreciate that they're, doing this so carefully and thoughtfully.
Yeah.
So that when it gets released, it's going to be good.
Totally. And somebody just said his daughter worked at Twitter. Yes, his daughter worked at Twitter. And then somebody else asked the question, stated, this is probably why he retired, because he wanted to make sure he collected his pension. And if he is found guilty of anything, he can still collect that pension. I would hope to God that something could be changed, that even if he was convicted of anything and he did go to prison, we could take that away from him. Good Lord. How
You guys, I don't think he's going to go to prison. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
I just don't. I just know how, think about how many people should be in prison right now who aren't. I mean, why would we think that he's going to face actual accountability? I just don't.
I feel like
listen,
if he lied to Congress and this is what it is, and Rand Paul has anything to do with it, because that dude has been on a rampage since day one, and he's right.
Oh yeah,
he's absolutely right. let's just hope and pray that somebody that somebody is held accountable with for all of this. Somebody has to be held accountable because there's so many lies, so much crap that has happened over the past, 2.5, 3 years. And this guy, it's unbelievable the stuff that he's lied about. You cannot get on a stand and say, I never lied to Congress when you in fact lied to Congress. How can you do that? How can you get away with that? I'd never get away with it. You'd never get away with it.
Oh, no.
All these people watching us would never get away with it. It's astounding. That's not right. He has to be held accountable.
So I expect that if they, if the worst is to happen, I expect that like maybe he'll get charged with lying to Congress or whatever, and he'll get like a fine. But that dude, that maniacal little troll is never going to step foot in a jail. I just don't see it.
Unbelievable.
I'm sorry, you guys. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but that is my unfortunately pessimistic attitude about how accountability works.
Again, she's
in
the
Washington.
pessimist. Again, and then somebody said Biden will probably pardon him. But see, this is what's so unfair about our country now. I'd go to jail for that.
Oh yeah, you would.
Because I'm just a peon. It was never meant to be that way. Our founders did not intend for that, you guys. This is what's so corrupt about our nation right now. Is that I go to jail. I would have already been in jail for all the things that he's done. I'd already be in jail. It's unbelievable what our country has become. The founders are rolling in their graves. This is not okay.
It's not okay. And again, it's not that I'm trying to be like total Debbie Downer about this. I don't want to set expectations and then be super disappointed. I think this is my new defense mechanism. It's like a self-preservation mechanism.
You were a psychology major. This is what you're
So
like.
I think that's what I'm doing.
This is the equivalent of you in the corner in the fetal position, rocking back and forth.
It kind of is. It kind of is.
And I'm like, get them all. Get them all. Screw them. That's me. Yeah.
So the House of Representatives, as you may know, decided that maybe this whole vaccine mandate for the military, bad idea. Let's go ahead and rescind that in this latest legislation. So they've done that. And Karine Jean-Pierre is so upside down about it. I know she's been asked about it over and over again for the past several days. And she just keeps she keeps calling it a huge mistake to remove the mandate from the military. And so here she is talking about it again. And you guys, you have to hear the spin about what she says is the Republican attitude about the vaccine mandate for military members. Here it is.
What's the president's thinking right now about the National Defense Authorization Act and the vaccine requirement? And clearly his position on vaccines is well known, and there's a long history of signing and passing the NDAA. Where's he at with that?
So look, we've been very clear about what we saw happen with the vaccine mandate basically being removed or from the NDAA. We thought it was a mistake. We think that Republicans in Congress have decided that they'd rather fight against the health and well-being of our troops than protecting.
I just cannot.
We've been very clear.
That's what we're doing. We don't care about the military's health and wellness.
Yeah, the GOP doesn't. We don't care about that. Yeah.
Oh
I know, right? It's crazy.
I just can't believe they're still going with this thing, that they're still trying to say that the vaccine prevents spread. We know that it doesn't. All it does is prevent serious illness in the person who takes it. Maybe, right? Like best case scenario. But it doesn't do anything about, it doesn't stop transmission. It doesn't slow transmission. So why is there a mandate at all? This is insane that there is a mandate on anybody, anywhere, ever.
Control. It's all about control. This is the
Oh my
thing.
God. Well, there's some, go ahead.
And I was just going to say, and Democrats are all about control. They love it. And so they've lost that control, and they are losing their minds because they've lost that control. They're like, oh my God, we can't have that. And if this goes through, then what happens? Like, does that mean that retroactively all these people that lost their jobs in the military get to go back and have their jobs and have all that money that they lost? Because think of all the people that were kicked out of the military or just bumped out of the military that lost all of their pay and their benefits just like that.
Right.
Good people. And then all of a sudden they're like, wait, so do I get all that back? Do I get all that back pay? Like what the hell? We don't know. Like what happens with all of that? We don't. Do
I
we
don't know. I actually have no idea. I mean, I would hope at a minimum that they would be welcomed back in with open arms. I mean, it's not like we're overflowing with military folks,
No.
right? We need
Oh my
every
God.
single person. Recruiting is so down.
So
So if we've lost good people, of course they should be welcome back. Of course they should get retro pay. They should get all of it because
Yeah.
this was such a bogus mandate from the get-go. It just makes me so mad. And it's not even just the military. It's also still a thing in places that you wouldn't necessarily expect, like Hollywood. So there, Tucker had on an Australian actor, Marsden. I can't remember his first name, but you'll see it. He had on an actor
James?
last night.
Is it
Not
James Marsden?
There's James is the guy that's in Dead to Me. I love that guy. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This is a different one. This is an Australian guy. I think it's
Okay.
Matthew, maybe. And I don't think they're related, but he just like so he became a United States citizen for freedom, right? Like he appreciates American freedom and then got himself a job on a film, super excited, and then was told, "Oh, you're not vaccinated? Bye." So he was on with Tucker last night to tell his story. And the fact that anybody anywhere is still saying you are more infectious as a non-vaxxed person than someone who's vaxxed is just blowing my mind. Like it's a lie. It is a lie. But that's what's happened to him. Here's his
Get
story.
these shots, even though they don't work and they're dangerous. So Matthew Martson is an actor and just lost a job and maybe a career because he refused to get the shot. He's appeared in films like The Transformers, Rambo. He was blocked from taking an acting role because he refused to get an ineffective, potentially harmful vaccine. Matthew Martson joins us tonight. Thank you so much for coming on. Tell us when this happened. I mean, if this had happened like a year and a half ago, but is this recent?
Yeah, I think that's why it's so ridiculous. I mean, we all know about the effectiveness or the non-effectiveness of the COVID jab at this point. This was a few weeks ago. I got offered a job, which I was very happy about, obviously. It's always good to work when you're an actor.
Yes.
And they said that there was still a requirement that you had to be vaccinated on set. I informed them that I was not vaccinated, and I submitted a religious exemption, which, you know, you can imagine how that goes down in Hollywood. It was, of course, dismissed, and that's that. I mean, I'm not surprised, to be honest with you, because this has been happening for some time. What I am surprised about, Tucker, is that this ridiculous kabuki theatre is continuing on, and no one's actually stepping up and saying, this has to end. It's ridiculous. It's completely anti-science. It's not logical. And I have no idea why they're still pursuing these policies because, you know, if you can be infected as someone who is unvaccinated, you can just as much be infected as we know now if you are vaccinated. So the argument that going on set and getting everyone, sick on set is just a moot point at this moment.
So there are a lot of people in Los Angeles working with fake vax cards. I know this for a fact. I know that you know it too. You could have done that, as many have done, but you decided not to. Why?
I didn't become a citizen of this country to have my First Amendment rights and my other rights and things that great Americans have fought for and died for me to have to worry about having to lie about something like having a vaccine. I think it's an invasion of privacy. I don't think it's right.
It is. I don't think he's Australian. I think I was just willing him to be.
Yeah, he sounds British to me.
Yeah.
But it is an invasion of privacy. It's totally an invasion. God, I have to tell you. I can't tell you the story today. I can tell you at the end of the month, but I have a story to tell about when I was at my husband's company last week. God, I want to tell the story so bad, but I can't tell it until the 31st because he works there. He works there until the 31st, technically. So I can't tell you, but man, there's juice. There's such a juicy story to tell. It is a good story, but God, these people, but people are out of control when it comes to, are you vaccinated? It's none of your damn business. None of your business.
Yeah, because your vaccination has no bearing on anyone around you, as we now know. This is not, and the fact that people keep trying to say like we're doing somebody else a favor by vaccinating ourselves is the biggest gaslighting.
And you know what? And neither is my child. I'm not going to tell you whether or not my child is vaccinated. You can suck it. Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's out of control.
Yeah, it is.
You guys, don't forget, especially if you're one of our dudes that are watching and you're like, what should I get my wife for Christmas? I'm telling you, skincare is going to go over super well depending on how you present it. Like you shouldn't give skincare and say you really
be like,
need this.
Especially right here, honey. You need it especially right here.
You shouldn't do it that way.
Yeah.
But you should say, I have heard the chicks talking about Genucel. The chicks look like they have pretty decent skin for their ages. And I think that's why. And so I got you some to see if you would like it because they keep raving and raving and raving about it. And the reason we do, you guys, is because every single product from Genucel, it's like magic potion. I don't know what they're doing over there in their labs, but there's some sort of pixie dust magic that's happening within their laboratories where they make all the Genucel skincare. And they put together this amazing package of their best goodies. It's their most popular package. You can get it for 70% off right now. And then they just toss in a free hyaluronic acid correcting serum for free on top of that. And you can do that at Genucel.com/chicks using code CHICKS. It's just the best stuff. It's like
plus they're really great people, you guys. They're really great company and they're great people. Really wonderful people to work with. Just throwing that in there. Yeah. That doesn't
seriously. Genucel.com/chicks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, really quick, we're going to do a deep dive today. We're recording a deep dive today. It's going to be all celebrity like stuff. We do that every so often. It's going to be fun and juicy and awesome. And we're just going to be like just breaking down all celebrity stuff. So I think that's going to come out this weekend. Right?
Yes.
Is she going to do it this weekend? Right. Now, trying to do so. Look for that coming out like sometime around this weekend. So just look for our deep dive. Okay.
Deep dive. Okay. I have a video that was going viral yesterday of a woman. I think she is in Pennsylvania. Yeah, Pennsylvania. It was this school board meeting where they were electing their new president. And this woman on the board, who, by the way, has now resigned ever since this went viral, she has now resigned. And the reason that this went viral, I think it'll be very, very clear as soon as you listen to it, why she didn't vote for a certain person to become president. Listen.
I believe that Mr. DeLeo would make an excellent president.
Oh my God.
However, I feel that electing the only cis white male on this board, president of this district, sends the wrong message to our community. A message that is contrary to what we as a board have been trying to accomplish. I think that it's important that we practice what we preach and that our words have strength when they are spoken, whether we speak them from the neighborhood sidewalks or from behind these tables. Mrs. Steinbeck has done an exemplary job as president these last few months, and the strength of her performance has earned her my vote tonight.
So nobody says anything. Everybody just sits there like total sheep. They just sit there.
Isn't it amazing?
It is remarkable. God, what in the hell is happening?
And if somebody ever calls me cis, or in her words, cis. Like, I'm just a woman. Okay. Do not put cis in front of that description of me. Yeah. Because that is a meaningless, ridiculous, made up nonsense word. And I want no part of it. Exactly. And so the fact that she's saying out loud, yeah, he would be a great president, but since he's a white cis male, no can do. That's not. Now we're just openly discriminating based on race.
Exactly. It's based on race. Race. That was actually a perfect one to go into. Based on race and gender. That's not the message we want to send. I mean, these are the weak losers that are running our schools, you guys. Which is why you have to get on school boards. You have to. This is why I constantly am like pressing everybody and I'm imploring you to get on school boards. You have to, because these weirdos have taken over our schools. They've been in our schools for 10, 20 years now, and they have just like gotten themselves in there, and conservatives have been like, no, our schools are fine. They're fine. And then all of a sudden COVID happened. We were like, oh shit, our schools are not fine. Oh my God, what are we going to do? Well, you got to run for school board. You got to get in there. You have to fight your way in there. You have to. I mean, I implore you to do it. Otherwise, we're never going to get them back. We have to get in there and fight back and get our schools back. or this is how you lose. It's how you lose your kids to these weirdos.
Yeah.
It's bad enough that our colleges are, you may have your kid up until the time that they graduate high school, but then you'll lose them in college. But we have to get them back. Like we have to, because they're going to get your kid now in high school and middle school and elementary school. This is what they're working to do.
Oh, I mean, look at all the TikToks from the weirdo teachers of kindergartners who are teaching them about gender ideology already.
Yep. They're doing it. This is what they're doing right now. In 10 to 20 years, your elementary, middle, and high schools will be unrecognizable. Mark my words. You got to get in there, y'all.
To a in large part, they already are. I mean, it's absolutely terrifying. Now, the good news is that she resigned. Why? I have no idea. Like, did she resign in disgrace? I doubt it. Did she just not want the attention? Probably. I don't know her reasons, and it's hard to speculate, but at least she's gone. And so maybe the guy that she was like, he'd be a great president if not for his white, gender normalcy.
Yeah, and his balls.
Maybe
and
he'll
his
take her place.
Stupid testicles and whatnot. What?
Ridiculous.
So
now,
stupid.
speaking of gender ideology, there was an interesting clip the other day. Actually, I had this ready to go yesterday and we didn't get to it. So I thought I would get to it today. It's of a woman. I think she's very young still, probably like late teens, early 20s, she was born a girl, was convinced to go through the whole transition as a teen, lopped off her boobs, and now is filled with all of the regrets, as we like to say. And so she's telling her story, and it is a very compelling one. Listen to this.
I was manipulated not only by my trans peers, but by my gender specialist, the person who gave me my letter of recommendation and surgery. I mean, it was all sold as like a wonderful thing. It wasn't like a medical condition that you needed to be treated, that was sad or serious. It was like a fun thing, like you're trans now and it's celebrated and you're wonderful and you're a hero and all of that. And, that attention is what I was looking for.
So when you see American Girl in a book that's targeted toward children who are probably between 8 and 12, because those are the girls who are really into American Girl, say if you haven't gone through puberty yet, the doctor might offer medicine to delay your body's changes, giving you more time to think about your gender identity. And if you've already gone through puberty, a doctor can still help. What do you think about that message targeted to prepubescent girls?
I mean, it's incredibly confusing. I almost think it's predatory. It's setting them up for confusion. Every single person who's about to go through or who is going through puberty is uncomfortable with their body, and it's changing and it's hard. And this language is so confusing and so strange and nuanced for them. It's just going to cause confusion.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
And if you didn't catch that those are the American Girl doll books. My daughter has some of those. I mean, I bought her some years ago. She doesn't read them anymore, but the fact that this language is in those books, I was just blown away that this crap, this garbage is in those books. And I'm sure a lot of you women in here, moms, grandmas that have bought some of those books or know anything about American Girl doll, that have bought American Girl dolls for your daughters, your granddaughters, are probably like, wait, what? Because that is something that it was out of left field for me. I mean, for them to even talk about, transgenderism in those books or in any way, shape, or form, I just was blown away by that. So bye.
It's just unreal how it's just permeating every discussion, even when it doesn't belong. No. I mean, puberty, just like she said, puberty is a confusing time for kids. Yeah. Everybody feels out of sorts and weird and like, what the hell is going on with my body right now? And now the lesson isn't, hey, if you're confused or if you're struggling or you have questions about what's happening to you, talk to your parents, talk to, whatever. Instead, it's like, you might be trans and you can get puberty blockers and then you'll have more time to think about it. It's such a sick mentality to drive people to think in that direction.
It's extremely sinister. And I truly believe it's by design. These people are sick, man. They are sick. And the constant, focus on sexuality it's like I've never seen before. It happened in a generation. Like this is stuff that like our older kids, we have older kids, 33 and 29. They never saw this stuff. It's like it happened so quickly. The way that they have just like, it's so insidious that all of a sudden now all the talk is about this stuff. Like I see these drag queen shows and all this crap that they're like, but this isn't bad, but it is. And they're trying to make this so mainstream. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing it? Why is it so important to hypersexualize children? Why is that such a big deal for you guys on that side of the aisle? Why are you doing that? Because it's our older kids didn't experience this, you guys. And now all
this
of a
was
sudden,
never a thing. And it feels like it's just within the last 10 years that it's not even that. I mean, I don't even know that we were talking about this stuff 10 years ago.
No, we weren't. When we first started 14 years ago, almost 15 years ago, we didn't. We didn't talk about this as much. And now all of a sudden it is a huge deal. It is permeate. We talk about it just about every week. We talk about it at least once or twice. We're talking about this all the time.
Pamela Carpenter, thank you. Pamela says Dr. Laura warned about this years ago. Remember Dr. Laura?
I do.
Dr. Laura Schlesinger.
Yes.
God, I forgot all about her.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark Wallace. Thank you very much. When's the last podcast? Maybe a New Year's podcast.
You know what? I don't know. I'm doing nothing on New Year's Eve, but Mock probably has big plans. She's probably out partying.
We'll be watching college football. That's it. That's all I can tell you.
We'll have to tell you when our last actual podcast is. We'll have to decide like what the deal is and how we're handling all that. We'll let you guys know by next week what's going on with that. Okay.
But I know for sure that we can tell you that if you are a Facebook insider or local supporter, you're going to see more of us than you would otherwise. So if you have not signed up for either of those two places, you may want to before the holidays. That's all I'm saying.
That is true.
Okay, before we get to whack, one more, because this is the top story that I saw on the Daily Mail today. And I was just like, my mind was just, again, it goes along with all this trans stuff that we're talking about. This actually took place. Okay, so this was the NHL hosted an all trans hockey tournament. So it was trans women against trans men.
Okay.
And apparently there was a trans man who was left unconscious or concussed, I should say, after a trans woman, ran into him. Yes. And so I had to read this like so many times to begin to understand it. And I've already like forgotten what I've read, but essentially it was a championship team that saw the trans women beat the trans men by a long mile because they're actually men.
They're biological men.
Everyone predicted this, right? And then somebody got hurt. And so interestingly enough, even though the NHL hyped up this tournament, now that this happened, they're not talking about it. And so it's only like somebody, I can't even remember the person that found the reporter that found it. Oh, Quillette Magazine, Jonathan Kay said, because the outcome of this tournament was the way it was, the NHL is not giving it coverage anymore because it didn't turn out the way that they wanted.
Oh,
Can
really?
you believe that?
Okay. So basically a biological man beat the shit out of a biological woman and now they're uncomfortable with it because people got to see that live. It's like,
exactly.
So now all of a sudden we're uncomfortable with the biological man beating the crap out of a biological woman. And when you see that, you're like, oh, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Really?
I mean, what did they think was going to happen?
God.
For crying out loud.
And you know what? It's the same with swimming. It's the same with cycling. It's the same with everything else, you morons. God, I'm so seriously. It's the same. Except for in this case, in hockey, they actually do beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah.
They beat the crap out of each other. That's what they do. They pick fights and they fight on the ice. That's what they do. I used to date a hockey player and that's what they do. It's kind of hot. But it's not hot when you see it's not hot when you see a dude beating the crap out of a woman. That's not hot. Not hot at all.
Thank you, Shelly. And I think I missed whoever the other person was that sent a super sticker. Thank you so much. Oh, wait, Shelly. And then who was the person right before it? Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. She says, happy birthday to my niece, Kristen. Thank you so much for those super stickers. Appreciate it. Sorry that sometimes we miss them because we get to talking. Okay, now it's time for your whack.
Okay, my whack. I always find like 4 whacks a day because there's always so much whack going on in the world. But this whack, okay, I can't remember the country it is. It's a
Dominican Republic.
The Dominican Republic. Okay. I don't know why they did this, but they exhumed their grandmother. There was no reason in the article for why they exhumed their grandmother, but they did, which to me is already, it's whack. That's whack. Like, I don't know why you would want to do that, but they dug her up and they're like, she looks as beautiful as she did the day that we buried her. It's not funny, Mock. It's not funny at all. It's not funny.
They pushed her up.
They stood her up. And there's a picture. Mock, you got to show them the picture.
I have a video. Do you want to say? Do you want me to play the
that's
video?
Right. You show them the video. You can show them. You guys, what are these people doing? Why would they do this? It's
distressing content warning.
Yeah, it's totally distressing. Are you guys ready to be distressed? Look at this.
That woman has been dead for 10 years. And there she is, just standing upright, getting her nightgown put on.
Why would you do this to like put grandma back in the casket? Why would you do this? I'm so uncomfortable with this whole thing.
And look, everybody's smiling.
Yeah, they're like, look, Grammy's here. Okay,
this
so
is not normal.
It's not. It's completely and totally whack. And I was trying to figure out, is this a cultural thing? Am I just missing something? Did they do this? They're taking pictures. I'm sure they're going to get selfies with her. I'm like, what? Does anybody know anything about the culture? Where is this a thing? Everybody's like, no.
Everybody's like,
doing
just
WTFs. It's all WTFs.
I don't know why they did it. And in the article, you know, they were like, they didn't say why they did it.
It wasn't. There was no reason, no rationale at all. It's the wackest of all whacks, right? You don't dig your family up.
And put them in new nightgowns. Like, that's just not a thing that you need to do.
No, just don't. Just leave her in the ground. Just don't do that. Okay. Just tip. That's a pro tip from the chicks. Let's not.
You're welcome.
Let's not do that. Okay.
All right. It is time for some My Pillow talks. Get all of your bedding on huge sale right now at mypillow.com/chicks. All right. So have you ever seen, I know that you're not a huge TikToker, but I sometimes get recipes from there for my family.
Yeah.
And so especially crock pot recipes, because I'm a lazy cook. I like a crock pot to just do all the things for me.
Right.
So oftentimes I'll look up like a crock pot recipe. And invariably, if I look at the comments it doesn't matter who posts the recipe. If I look at the comments, they're all so freaking ridiculous. And this woman has done a little skit on the comment section of recipes on TikTok.
Here's my impression of the comment section when I post a recipe video. That looks disgusting. Okay, no one's forcing you to make this. What if I'm allergic to the main ingredient that the entire dish revolves around? I would sit this one out and not make this dish. Your oven's dirty. Well, it's a real kitchen and not like a studio, so. I substituted the spinach for leaves that I found in my backyard and it tasted terrible. You're an awful cook. Okay. Your face is broken out and you're ugly. That literally could not be further from the point of this video. I would make this, but there's too much garlic in it. Then don't add as much garlic. You use too much seasoning. You could adjust the seasoning if you made it. You use a little seasoning. I bet it's bland. Okay. I want to marry you and have your babies. Okay. You could just make the recipe. I can't believe you use that ingredient. Why don't you use this other ingredient that's very expensive and only available 3 times a year and you have to go on an excursion in Africa to get it? Well, Walmart was out of that other one, so I went with this one.
That is exactly how comment sections are. Exactly.
Yeah, I know. People are awful. People are just awful. They really are.
Oh my God. Okay. Do you remember? I know you love this movie too, and it comes on every Christmas, and I will watch it 1,000 times. But Love Actually, one of the greatest movies ever.
Love that movie so much.
So good. Isn't it? Wait, is that? Maybe they won't show it this year because isn't there something about it that's like, I don't know, rapey or not politically correct or not woke? There's something about it.
I forget.
Why would you be mad at that movie?
don't know.
I'm pretty sure because there's some people have a problem with it now, like a renewed problem with it because everything is bad now.
People have a problem with 16 candles now.
Exactly.
And those people can suck it because they suck the joy out of everything. Jake
Including
Bryan
Molly
is
Ringwald.
awesome.
She has a problem with it.
How can you not? Molly Ringwald is only awesome and popular now because of that movie and John Hughes. She needs to suck it, is what she needs to do.
Well, do you remember the scene where what's the British chick? What's her name? You know,
Emma
that British
Thompson? Emma
No,
Thompson?
the younger
Keira
one.
Knightley?
Yes,
Keira Knightley.
Keira Knightley.
Yeah.
So Keira Knightley has that jaw and that little bit of it's not
Very
an underbite,
square.
it's just the shape of her jaw, right?
Very square.
Yeah, very square. And do you remember the scene where she sees the video recording that the guy who's in love with her takes in like on the slide, and he doesn't want her to see it because it's all her.
Yes.
But when she first starts to watch it, she says, "Oh, I look lovely," or something like that. Like she's like, "Oh my God, I look so pretty." And so I don't know who this person is on TikTok, but they look exactly like her in that scene. Look at this.
I look quite pretty. I look quite pretty.
With this.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she does
I look quite pretty.
She looks exactly. She does look exactly like her.
Oh my God. I love that. Anyway. Also, this is so, I imagine this is what you look like when you wrap presents. This is totally
I hate
what I
wrapping
look
presents.
like.
You know what I just put on my Instagram yesterday? That wrapping presents is the asshole cousin to folding laundry. That's what it is.
Folding
I
a
hate
fitted
wrapping
sheet.
presents,
It's
you guys.
the
I hate it.
asshole cousin to folding a fitted sheet.
It's just serious. It's the worst. I hate it. I put everything in gift bags. My daughter's like, seriously, Mom, can you not wrap a present? No, I can't. I can't wrap a present. I can't.
And then also there are all kinds of like online tutorials about how to wrap, not just like a normal present, but like with the different folds. And then people put like shrubbery inside of it.
Oh my God. They putting like succulents on gift wrap now. I'm like, who are you?
I mean, it's
What
out of
is
control.
that?
And then you can't open it. You can't feel
No.
good about opening it.
No. Remember when our parents used to like wrap it in the comics? Remember when they used to wrap all of our or is it just my mom? Remember?
No, that was a thing. That was a total thing. That's right. So this is what I imagine you, well, I know it's what I look like. It's probably what you look like too, particularly at the end.
Checking your reflection and telling your best friend, like, girl, I think my butt is big, butt is big, butt is big.
Wait, look at this.
Checking your reflection and telling your best friend, like, girl.
I hate wrapping presents. I'm sorry.
It's
I know
the
some of you
getting
love
up for
it.
me.
And you guys
It's
are
the
probably
getting
really
up.
crafty and you're so good. I'm sure. And God bless you for being so crafty and good and awesome. You're the best moms ever. I'm the worst. I'm the worst mom.
Yeah, I can't do it. But like that chick getting up off the floor.
That's
why is
me.
it so hard to get up off the floor now?
Because we're in our 50s. That's why. That's why.
Man,
Mhm.
I can
You
be
need a
comfortable
life.
in Indian style, but then getting up from
That's
Indian.
when
Oh, I mean,
you need a life
crisscross
call
applesauce.
button. You need the life call. I've fallen and I can't get up.
I
That's what it is.
do, because my knees make all the sounds. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's like the fabric
Right.
ripping.
The
It makes all the
crackling.
sounds.
Yep.
Okay, there's something wrong with this cat. This cat is broken. Look.
Is he okay? Is he gonna make
I
it?
think he's fine.
What was he chasing?
I don't know why.
It's like
That was just the
was
most
he-
awkward. I'm gonna jump right in here.
I don't know what's happening there. This is why I need a cat. I totally need a cat. Do we need a cat? Do we need a cat, Cash? Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
What does he think?
I think
No?
he
Not so
wants
much?
one. He wants one for chasing.
Okay, last one. I don't know why, but this completely freaked me out. Watch this.
Oh!
Okay, I'm glad it's not the street.
Oh my gosh.
Is that not
That
the craziest
was so
visual?
crazy. That was crazy.
I know, it just blew my
Perspective.
mind.
It's all perspective. That was nuts.
Anyway,
All
those
right.
are your talks for today.
All right, you guys. He's getting very restless. He wants to leave. Are you going to bring it in? You don't
Bring
care
it in,
about
Cash. We gotta have
we're
the
bringing it in. We're bringing it in. You gonna flap? Come here. You gonna flap? Come here. You gonna say hi to everybody? Say hi. Say hello.
I feel it's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, he doesn't care. He's going straight to the door. He's whining and like pawing it. Oh, he flapped over there, you guys. He flapped over there. Yeah, you missed the
Why
flap.
wouldn't he show?
Oh my God, he's so crazy. You guys, it's Tuesday. We're on the downhill slope, sort of. It's like we're up at the top. We're up at the top. We're getting ready to go to the downhill slope. My daughter has a half day on Friday. She's so excited. This is her last week of school before Christmas break. This is like all the kids are excited.
Like she doesn't even go next week?
She doesn't go next week.
Wait, mine doesn't either. That's right.
This is the thing. This is the week where all the teachers are like, I don't care. They're not doing anything. You remember in school, you just watch
this is
movies
movie
all
week.
week.
Yes.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares this week. It's like a lame-o week. Yeah. So she's very excited. I'm sure like all the kids out there are super excited and the teachers too. So anyways, we hope you guys have a wonderful Tuesday and we will talk to you tomorrow.